Hey guys, welcome back. BDCKR here, and we're back with our weekly recap of all things Injustice. This is for the week of August 27th, 2020. The current character challenge is Raven, and that is a 1-week repeat. The required characters for that are Wonder Woman, Nightwing, and Flash. You can get at Silver, Bronze, and Bronze respectively, so great for newer players looking to get a challenge character. Her passive is Demonic Rage, which is twice per match. When Raven is below 20% health, she swaps her health with her opponent. And then it says bosses are protected, which was not there initially when it first came out, but there weren't bosses to be worried about the same way then.
Yeah, that had way more health.
Yeah, that were actually, it would be an issue if you could just bypass them that way.
Right.
Yeah. So she's got 1,050 attack and 1,000 health, and she was last available in November of 2018, so it's been a while.
That's before we started keeping a spreadsheet. But I was able to look through our notes and find when the last time she ran.
Mm-hmm. So, as a character who was last available November 2018, she's not a recent character, so she's got lowish stats.
Yes, middling, yeah. The thing is, she's still a great card. I think she was probably one of the first that had a passive that affected the game strategy in a significant way.
Yeah, affected multiplayer, affected the way that everybody had to play in case they ran into her.
Right. And so at the time, despite... Actually, her stats were pretty decent at the time, but despite not having great stats, that now, in the world with way higher, more powerful golds, her health swap passive is still super useful.
Yeah.
I think she really shines in multiplayer and Survivor, and you can see her in the video we did a couple years ago on how to beat Survivor, and she was critical when you're working against opponents that have a huge health pool. And the key to taking advantage of her passive is making sure her health lands at some point between 0 and 20% in order to trigger it.
Yeah.
Which means that in those fights against characters with huge health pools who also have huge damage pools, there's a good chance they could just I don't want to say it's not accidentally, but they could just bypass it by giving you one whack.
And I guess the other consideration is if you're planning on having it trigger is trying to activate it against somebody who has most of their health still.
Right. Yeah, that's absolutely, it's going to be more useful. And she was one of those characters that was left out of the breakthrough cycle for years. And so having the option now to bring her up to level 60 Elite 10 makes up for any kind of perceived deficiency in her stats.
Yeah, she can easily get stats to a point where she works with all of your other non-fully elated teams to get max battle points.
Right. So she was also one of the earliest gold cards to have multiple combo ender hits that took advantage of the combo ender abilities on gear. So like Ra's al Ghul's Scimitar, she could drain more power than most other cards because each of the hits on her combo ender would drain power.
Yeah, and like we mentioned, the limitation against bosses is newer.
Yeah.
So it wasn't there initially, but it doesn't make a big difference because you're not really playing her in, the single player story mode anyways.
Well, you might. Your first time around, this is for somebody who's starting out, this is a game changing card for different aspects.
That's
just
true.
Not single player.
She's not best utilized in single player anyways.
Yeah.
This week's multiplayer reward is the Gloves of Azrael, which become the Gauntlets of Azrael. And when it's fully maxed out, you have 3% max health increase, 95% life drain chance on combo ender, and the evolved ability, which is a 95% life drain chance to teammates on combo ender.
Right.
Last available in February of 2020, so we are still following the multiplayer reward cycle that includes everything now.
So yeah, if the pattern sticks, next week should be Blackest Night Superman. And I should point out, people ask a lot about, well, you're telling us what the multiplayer schedule is. Why don't you tell us what the challenge? Because there is no challenge schedule. There was no way we could have expected Raven, and there wasn't even a pack in the store to let us know.
It's like jazz. You never know exactly what's coming next. You have a good idea, but...
You already mentioned Blackest Night Superman for next week, right?
Yeah.
Or
you did, actually.
Oh, okay. Sorry. 4.5-star gear, and it's completely defensive. And if you look at the different parts of it individually, the health boost is nothing particularly special. The combo ender on life drain used to be unique until the overpowered super came along, which also life drains on combo ender. But what really is special is that the life drain chance is a way for her teammates, is a way to heal her team.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, we pretty much play all offense all the time. And it's usually a sign that we've screwed up if we're thinking, oh, we could use some healing.
Mm-hmm.
However, as the newer cards came along and they had much better offensive potential without it, and what I'm really thinking of is Batman Ninja Catwoman.
Yeah.
Because once you've triggered her passive, she doesn't really need gear boosting cards. So it boosts her damage a little bit more, but not enough to be entirely necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And using up one gear slot for this heals her a huge amount, because you got to find the balance, right? If you do more damage on Combo Ender, you heal more. But if you take up a slot with this, then you've got one less slot to boost the damage.
Yeah.
Right. And there's a number of cards actually with extra hits on Combo Ender. So we mentioned Raven, there's Deathstroke, Nightwing, Jessica Cruz. They do get extra effects from the Combo Ender. It's great on a card if it's going to be your healer. And if you're going to be trying to do combo enders anyway for their passive, so for example, Earth 2 Hawk Girl Stun, if you've got Razzle Glow Scimitar, or if you've got Overpowered Super, then this has got some synergy. Not because of the ability necessarily, but because it's what you're trying to do anyways.
Mm-hmm.
We did a video on gauntlets about 3 years ago, and I mean it's an old video, but the principles haven't changed very much. So I'm just gonna link it here and probably let you take a look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's the interesting thing is way back when this was first introduced, even a strong card needed an offensive boost with their gears.
Yeah.
And it really has changed the game where the passives are just so strong that you can afford to just make your character a little bit hardier by, say, sticking on this or Astro Harness on it.
Where you reach a point where there is actually diminishing returns for continually just stacking attack gear on people, whereas with the older characters, there was never a place where it didn't make sense to just whack on another, whatever type of damage they dealt, damage booster.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So in the store, we have the Earth 2 Solomon Grundy pack for $25.96, which is a really specific number. You think at this amount they just make it $25.99,
right?
But they're obviously doing something with like currency conversions or there's some formula that it's going through, right, for it to output this number specifically.
I think that's an outrageous price. It really should be $25.92. It is so overpriced. $25.92 would be the right price.
Yeah, it's about 4 cents too expensive.
Yeah.
But anyways, maybe include in next week's challenge. It's not worth it. Don't buy it, right? In all actuality, if it's what's next week's challenge is, it's worth whatever an hour of your time is worth, give or take.
Yeah.
As long as you are confident you'll have the characters to do it. So it's not worth very much at all.
And it doesn't unlock in your store. So if you buy the pack,
it has less value, significantly less value than doing the challenge. So it's worth whatever an hour of your time is, minus the value of the credits and the packs and everything you get from doing the challenge. Yeah. We also have the Battle of Themyscira character bundle for $26.99, and it comes with Ares and Dawn of Justice Wonder Woman and their signature gears. And it doesn't come with Wonder Woman's regular gear, but it comes with the Lariat, which was the promo gear for the original Dawn of Justice character release. So it's sort of Wonder Woman's second personal gear.
Yeah, because I think the first one was Amazonian Sword and Shield.
Yeah. And last but not least, in our Survivor, we have the League of Assassins gear set until the 9th of September, 2020.
Right. Phantom Zone is still finished. It's not open. Fight 62 is still broken. Last week's breakthrough was, as expected, Cyborg, Batgirl, and Black Adam. So, based on schedule, next week, or I should stop saying that, the coming weekend will be Deadshot, Wonder Woman, and Static.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll link in the description to a Reddit thread that Devlin16 started that goes over the complete breakthrough cycle.
Perfect. Moving on to the current glitches, just remember that every working glitch is explained in a video as part of the playlist that you can reach by clicking the eye in the top right corner of this video. We are Android only, so we're only able to confirm these glitches for Android. We will talk about one notable glitch, the challenge reset glitch, which we've heard is working for iOS, but we aren't able to personally confirm it, and we aren't able to offer any tech support or any assurance of its safety.
Right.
Like we do vouch for all the glitches for Android.
Right, and you'll understand that if you watch one of the videos in that playlist that explains how to do the glitch and what to watch out for.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we usually start off with the significant not working glitches, because not working glitches aren't in our video, but people ask about them a lot. So here's the answer. There is no glitch for power credits that we're willing to endorse. We talk about it in way more detail in a previous episode of our P&Q and CNA and T, Season 6, Episode 9.
Also linked in the description in the top right. But yeah, the important part, it's a riskier glitch. We don't endorse it, so we don't talk about it.
Yeah, it's the idea of being logged simultaneously into one account on two different devices that's a problem.
Yeah. There is nothing for getting repeated past multiplayer seasons rewards, nothing for getting early multiplayer season rewards in an exploitable way. Sometimes it happens by accident, but it's almost never a good thing. There is no glitch to get through the Phantom Zone quickly, and the free energy without having to watch the video glitch is gone because the button is gone. So there's no video to skip because you can't even try to watch the video in the first place.
So among the working glitches, the challenge reset method that requires Google Play Cloud Save is working confirmed on the current Raven challenge. And even though the Phantom Zone isn't here this week, just remember it's basically the same thing. I know it's easy to get into the habit of just resetting it. Just remember that if you're resetting the challenge, if Phantom Zone is open and you've got some progress, you're erasing that progress too.
And if you're watching this video on a regular basis, it's also easier to hear that and skim over that because it's comfortable. Just take this moment, remember.
Yeah. And we've cut and pasted a comment from viewer Jonathan Yang, who is on an iOS device, on how to reset the challenge for an iOS device. Mm-hmm. And based on feedback, it seems like it's been working for iOS users.
The breakthrough glitch to let you play it repeatedly is still working. The airplane mode / refund glitch is still working. That's good for packs with random drops and for last laugh tickets. It does not work in Phantom Zone for us because it requires an online connection. Some people say it does, or a version of it works on iOS, but obviously we can't confirm that personally.
Yeah. All right. Time shifting still works in Android for unlimited survivor play and energy recharges. Again, always remember, bring your countdown clock back to normal before you finish using this glitch, because we suspect that's the reason why people are having trouble with the challenge not showing up when it should.
Mm-hmm. And last but not least, in between not working and working glitches, the promotion glitch, where you can promote characters that are still locked, hasn't had the right conditions since 2.14, so it's still not testable, still not usable, but it's never technically failed. And we keep it there because it's familiar and comfortable.
Yeah. And that's it for this week. So we'll wrap it up by giving a big thank you to all our patrons on Patreon.
Including a welcome.
Yeah. So a big thank you to
Console Peasant and Edwoon, who are supporting us at the top tier last word. Mohammed Albshaiti at the Your Message Here tier. Shawn Farrell, Daniel Simonson, Aaron Maule, Michael DeVries, Brandon C. and Irvin Ruiz, who are supporting us on the credited level. And Chris Wolff, Scarlet, Dani, Awesomegamer 241, Pavu, RS, and now Gavin Mallott at the gratitude level. So thanks so much to all of you, especially our new donor Gavin. Great to see new people. I don't know where you guys keep coming from, but we sure do appreciate it. And thanks so much to all of you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Komoda.